What's up YouTube? It's me, Jess, and I'm an opera singer. Today's video is going to be a performance analysis on H.E.R and Josh Groban singing Beauty and the Beast. Let's go.
As old as time, true as it can be. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly.
Just a little change,
Just a little change.
small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast.
Such a good combination. I don't think I've ever really paid attention to the harmonic progression in this song. I mean, I've seen this movie a dozen times, like more than a dozen times, but I just don't think I really paid attention to what was going on harmonically underneath the melody. Now that I'm older and I study music and it's just what I love to do, I'm listening to it in a whole different light, and I wish I had the sheet music because it's so beautiful. And I don't know if this harmonic progression is in the original. I don't know if some of the cadences are a little bit different. I don't know. It's just a new experience for me, and it's really awesome. She has this ability to have such a present voice, such a story within her voice without really looking like she's trying at all. It kind of reminds me of not this singer's voice, but just the idea of what is going on when they perform. But it kind of reminds me a bit of Billie Eilish in the sense they don't sound the same at all, but in the sense of there's a lot within the tone of their voice without them doing too much. She's just, very calm, collective, chill, but there's still so much story to tell in her voice. I think that just comes with the experience that she has musically. She's extraordinarily gifted. If you haven't seen her before, go watch. I think I have one or two video performances on her on my channel. But with that much experience, it just becomes much more natural and easier to tell a story without having it look like you're putting a huge amount of effort. Now, Josh Groban, as I'm sure many of you know, or if you don't know, is a very, very accomplished singer. He dips and dabbles in contemporary works with more of a classical sound, and it's gotten him extremely far. And this is such a great melodic line, I think, for his voice. When he performs, it doesn't look like it's extremely difficult, even though it might be. And that's the hard thing to master as a singer on stage, performing something of this magnitude, right? This is an extremely well-known song. A big song like this live to the world who adores this movie and this song. That's a lot of pressure, and the both of them are just handling this so smoothly. When Josh Groban started to sing, H.E.R did a couple of ad-libs, but they were very much so in the background to where you still heard Groban's melodic line as the main melodic line.
Just a little change,
Just a little change.
small to say the least.
Just added this nice extra layer to this connection that they must have with this song, which I thought was really nice. One thing I'm learning right off of the bat with this performance is what part of their voice or what power within their voice they're going to use with each note within the melody. Specifically, when they're going to use chest voice, mixed voice, or head voice. There is a time and place for chest voice, in my opinion. Chest voice, especially when you go higher in your register, it's much harder to control the volume of chest voice in your higher register. And it's much easier to play around with dynamics when you're using your mixed voice and head voice and falsetto. Again, that just has to do with the biomechanical properties of the larynx and the physiology of the voice and how air passes through the vocal folds in order to produce sound. All of that to say, every choice that they make on every note within the melody is an important one, because if you choose to go chest voice in one note and then the next note, let's say, is a third up, and you can't figure out what you want to do on that third up, you use full chest voice or just go into a mixed voice, then you're kind of putting yourself in this territory where moving from one note to the other is going to be a lot more difficult than if you were to have prepared for it before the performance, if that makes sense. It's such a beautiful dynamic and beautiful way to express the melodic line of the song. They do it so well, and I do think this has just been very well rehearsed and they've made great choices.
Just a little change,
Just a little change.
small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast, ever just the same. Ever a surprise, ever as before, never just as sure as the sun will rise.
Oh wow, look at that camera work. Okay, this for sure was not an original. I wish I was part of that choir. The choir sounds really awesome. So there was a huge difference between this composition in comparison to the original. The original does not have that guitar interlude. Perfect setting for the two performers. As we know, or if you don't know, H.E.R is an incredible instrumentalist. Her guitar skills are top notch. What's really difficult about singing with another person is vowel matching. And if you have two completely different voices, matching the vowels as you're singing the same words can be pretty hard, and it takes a really intent ear to modify your vowel if necessary, so it can be as close as possible to match harmonically. If one voice, for instance, has a very, very bright sound and another voice has a very dark sound and they're singing the same exact words, then harmonically, it just seems a bit too stark. And what you can do to alter that is just listen to the other person, and the person who's a bit brighter can darken their vowel a bit, and the person who has a darker, rounder tone can brighten their vowel just a little bit to kind of match each other. I mean, at the end of the day, that's just super picky. It really isn't that big of a deal. But that's one thing to think about, singers, when you're going to perform with someone else. Can we talk about this production? I was not expecting, all of this. I was not expecting the camera to go underneath all of their arms as they were standing in place. I thought that was a nice touch and just shows, a heightened level of thought process in terms of how this whole production and scene was going to go. It adds a new level of excitement for the viewer because there's a bit more movement. You get something different happening during a transition. Of course, our eyes need to be taken away at this moment so H.E.R can go off stage. She took out her hair tie, I believe, and just let her hair down, grabbed her guitar. Is she in the same dress? I just can't keep up. Oh yeah, she's in the same dress, but quite a bit that needs to happen off stage. Teach me your ways. No way, is that? I just noticed the guitar has the roses like Beauty and the Beast. Oh my god, did they make this guitar just for this performance? Let's talk about the guitar interlude. What did you all think? I'm surprised I didn't see that coming, just because she is so well known for playing the strings. I feel some people are gonna love it, some people might not love it. I thought it was just a cool way to do something new with this talent. They don't sound anything like the original singers of Beauty and the Beast. And I don't think that's the intention. I think the intention is to bring it alive to new audiences, new generations, and people who may want to see something a little bit different in terms of creativity and voices, but keeping the storyline the same and in place, I think is key. Right when she was done with her guitar solo, she walked down the stairs, took her guitar strap off to hand it off to someone who then handed her a mic. And right when she grabbed the mic, it was her line to go. So she didn't really have much time in between that change. And that phrase ended on sun as the sun. Okay, that minor third going from as the sun was a beautiful surprise, I think, in the melodic line. Again, I haven't heard this in so long, but I'm pretty sure that's not what happens in the original. I thought she did that beautifully, especially considering she had very little time to transition, taking her guitar off, grabbing the mic, and going straight into phrase. And she sang the word sun so gorgeously. I loved the vibrato that came out on that note. This phrase where she goes, tale as old as time, right after this. Oh, that jump from the F sharp to the B. It was so gorgeous. It was just the combination of starting with a minor third, F sharp to A, then instead of hearing that resolve this time, F sharp to A, we heard it essentially delayed a bit by going F sharp to B, then to A. So B first kind of gave that little bit of surprise tension, like, ooh, that is nice. Last thing I want to talk about is the very last phrase. To hear that line on the word beast just continue to rise as the song is coming to an end. To me, it just feels very euphoric, feels very magical, feels very heavenly. The two of them did the phrase differently. Okay. I don't know what happened. The camera's really far away, so it's really hard to tell. But they sing the same exact phrase, beauty and the. Then H.E.R took a quick catch breath to then sing beast.
Beauty and the.
However, right before the word the, her sound stops, but I can't hear in her mic if she took a breath before the and then again before beast. She hid that really, really well.
Beauty and the. Beauty and the.
I almost want to say that she didn't take a breath, she just stopped the sound, which I think is such an effective thing to do when singing. God, everyone, all singers, go and try that effect. Because she continued that line into the word the, if I'm correct, she took a quick catch breath in order to sing the long phrase for the word beast. Now, Josh Groban, on the other hand, took a very clear breath right before the.
Beauty and the.
And then continued the phrase into beast. He didn't breathe before the word beast.
Beauty and the.
I'm just paying attention to all these things because I'm a singer and I'm curious to know the choices singers make while they're performing live, because I think it's something to learn from and I think it's something to appreciate and take in. And I just want to point these things out as well to you all so you understand what is happening physiologically and mentally with these singers as they're singing the phrases. What choices are they making that they have, for the most part, rehearsed very well beforehand? I think the intention is what matters. I don't think it's realistic to be able to sing every line for as long as you can and just not breathe and sing for a very long time. I just don't think that's realistic, nor would even honestly always sound that great. Like, breathing is just natural. But what matters is the intention of the breath. And are you breathing as the character, or are you just making it very obvious that you're gasping for air, you're out of air, and you need to take this breath in order to sing this phrase without connecting to the character? I think it's important to remember Beauty and the Beast are living beings, living characters that naturally breathe. So make those breath choices part of the character, and then it becomes super convincing. Bravo choir, bravo dancers, bravo set designers. I wish I was there. How do you get invited to these places? Being in this entire atmosphere just seems so magical and just fun. If you liked all that you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Comment down below what other Disney princess performances I should do a performance analysis on. Lastly, make sure you check out my description box for ways you can keep in touch with me, get access to exclusive perks, and or take a lesson with me. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye! On a stomach, just bear with me. Okay. Oh yes, guys, that hardly ever happens. God, we don't care about tax credit. I had my Disney app open. I love Disney, and my profile picture is Ariel, and my name on there is Sichen, in case anybody cares.